Is Bree Ray. I go to Timpanogos High School and have no worries. I am a fan of BG. Alright, so I have been asked to come and speak to you guys on bullying because it is an up and rising problem. It has become very clear to everyone that it is a huge problem right now. How many of you guys know who Demi Lovato is? Yeah? Alright, well she was bullied. She's famous and she was bullied. She went anorexic, started cutting herself, and she had to go into rehab for 2 years because she was bullied. And then she wrote this song. Skies are crying, I am watching, catching teardrops in my hands. Only silence as it's ending, like we never had a chance. Do you have to make me feel like there's nothing left of me? You can take everything I have. You can break everything I am, like I'm made of glass, like I'm made of paper. Go on and try to tear me down. I will be rising from the ground like a skyscraper, like a skyscraper. As the smoke clears, I awaken and untangle you from me. Would it make you feel better to watch me as I bleed? On my windows are still broken, but I'm standing on my feet. You can take everything I have. You can break everything I am, like I'm made of glass, like I'm made of paper. Oh, go on and try to tear me down. I will be rising from the ground like a skyscraper, like a skyscraper, like a skyscraper. Okay, so I went to Oak Canyon last year, so I've been here for forever. Anyway, I had a friend here, and her name was Alyssa, and oh my goodness, this girl was precious. She's that girl in the hall you see, and you're just like, oh my goodness, she is gorgeous, always smiling, so happy. But she felt like she didn't reach the perfection limits that society set. She felt like she wasn't good enough, so she cut back on her eating. She started exercising more than she should, and she went anorexic because people said to her that she wasn't enough the way she was. So she was in rehab. I remember when she came into choir, I hadn't seen her for like 2 months. She comes into choir and she was transparent because she was so skinny. And it didn't make sense to me why she had to do that to herself to try and be perfect for our society. It just doesn't make sense. And Alyssa, she had braces. And we were at a football game, it was against Mountain View, and yes, we won. And this little girl named Vicky came running up to me, she's like, Bree! And I was like, well, hey Vicky, how you doing? She's like, I'm good. And I pick her up, and she looks at Alyssa, and she's like, and I'm like, Vicky, what? And she's like, why does she have wristbands on her teeth? And I'm like, girl, okay, hold up a second. Actually, they're called braces. And they make it so your teeth are straight. And she's like, well, I want some. And I was like, you sure? She's like, yeah, I want some. She's thinking Alyssa's rocking some bling on her teeth. And I'm like, okay, well, usually people get made fun of for having braces, and people like they're tortured for having braces, but she wanted some. And Vicky taught me a lesson, that the way we look at things is what they are. If we look at someone and automatically tell ourselves that we are better than them, what does that make them? That doesn't make them less than us. It doesn't make us greater. Because they're different, they think differently, walk out differently, act differently, put different milk on their cereal, who cares? Like really, just because they're different, it doesn't make them any less than us, and doesn't give us the right to treat them like they're not a person. All right, so I go to Timpanogos, and there is a boy there, and he has made some different choices than me. And because of these choices he's made, people think of him as a less person, that they can be mean to him. They can bash on him whenever they want. It's okay for them to just call him out and be like, what's wrong with you? So I was walking down the hall one day, and I was with my buddy, we're walking, going to math, and I walked past this kid, and I'm like, hey, what's up, how you doing? He's like, I'm good, and then we just kept walking, and my friend looks at me and goes, you talked to him? And I was like, well, yeah. Why not? Like, he's just a person. And he was like, oh, well, okay, like, that's fine. I was like, yeah, it's fine. He's a cool kid, get to know him. And it made me realize that people that we see, we only see this much of them. They're an iceberg. Do you guys know what icebergs look like? You know, like Titanic, like it's huge underwater, and then the top is like this big. Every single person you see in the hall is this big. You only see what they choose to show you. They may show you a smiling face, happy girl, like perfect in every way, and then underneath, maybe she goes home and looks in the mirror and hates herself. Hates everything about herself. Maybe her parents are divorced. You don't know anything about her. Maybe it's a boy. Maybe you see him as one of those like kids that's skateboarding and like having a good time with all his friends. And then he goes home and he has no one to talk to because he was raised in a foster home. You know nothing about the people you see every day. It is amazing how much people hide inside. It's incredible. And this has made me realize that it doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're from, because there's a place for everyone. And just because society may make it seem that it's okay to like push people away and to tell them that it's not okay for them to be who they are because they're different, that's not okay, because there's a place for everyone. So I wrote this song about a boy that I met at Oak Canyon. And I met him because some girls were laughing at him. And they told me to go be his friend, like go make fun of him. So I walked over to him, I was like, hey, what's your name? And he's like, Ben. And I was like, well, hey, Ben. How are ya? He's like, I'm good. I was like, okay, well, what grade are you in? He's like, 7th. I was like, okay, well, I'm in 9th grade, so if you need any help at the school, like at all, just come find me. And I turn around and walk away really quick because I didn't want him to ask for help. And then he goes, and I was like, what? He's like, I need some help. And I was like, chill, like, usually you offer help and no one asks for help, but here he's asking for help, what do I do? And I was like, hey, well, what do you need help with? He's like, I can't open my locker. I was like, oh, okay, I can help you with that. So I picked up his books and we go to his locker and I'm walking down the hall and girls would look at me and they'd be like, hey, Bree, and then see who I was with and they'd put as much distance between me and that boy as possible. I'd be walking down the hall and people would be like, Bree, and keep walking. Like suddenly I was less important because I was associating with this boy. That was at Oak Canyon. That is at your school, and that needs to change. I fall, I cry and I bawl. Life can be hard, but I won't take it personally. I'll just be the best that I can be, because God don't make mistakes. And there's a reason I'm here today, so I'll stand tall, I won't be afraid to fall. And no matter what my situation may be, there's a place for everyone, even me. Sometimes you lose your way, you'll get caught up in your day, trying so hard to please the people around you. It makes it hard to see the truth, that God don't make mistakes. And there's a reason you're here today, so just stand tall and don't be afraid to fall. And no matter what you're going through, there's a place for everyone, even you. And no matter what people say, I pray you'll wipe your tears away, 'cause you have so much worth, and there's a reason you're on this earth, on this earth. 'Cause God don't make mistakes, and there's a reason you're here today, so just stand tall and don't be afraid to fall. And no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're going through, there's a place for everyone, even you. Okay, picture this. You're walking down the street and you're feeling good about yourself and you're all, hey, walking, like, what up? And then someone walks past you and is all, I love your hair. And you're like, oh my gosh, thank you. You just keep going and going and going, and then someone else walks past, like, your shirt is beautiful. It looks so good on you. You're like, oh, you just made my day. You're going and going, and then you walk past someone and they look at you and they're like, and then you're like, well, shoot, there goes all my self-esteem. So why did that happen? Why did we let that happen to ourselves? Because people just said they love us and that we're beautiful or handsome, boys. And then all of a sudden one person gives you a look. They didn't even say anything. And your self-esteem goes from here to here. Here's what happens. We have files in our brains for all the important stuff like school, like math, science, English, all that. And then we have a file for like all the compliments and good things about ourselves. And then we have this file. No, we don't have a file. And it's for all these bad things that people say about us, and they don't have a file, so they just go in our brain, and they don't have anywhere to go, so they're always there, and they're always right there, and that's all you think about. So what we need to do is we need to get a file for those and put it in our head, and it's the trash file, and every time someone says something mean about you, bam, trash. And you can empty it whenever you want. My advice, keep it empty, because none of it's true. Here's my experience with that. I had a friend at Timpanogos, and we were such good friends, like hang out every day after school, go get something to eat. And then one of my other friends invited me to go with her to St. George for the break. And my friend got so mad at me. She was furious. She wouldn't talk to me. I was like, okay, whatever, she'll get over it. Like when I come back, she'll be fine. I come back, she's still super mad. I'm like, great. Shoot. So then I was like, hey, well, whatever, you know. So I'm walking down the hall, and then she's walking with her little posse of friends, and I'm just walking by myself, put stuff in my locker, like whatever. And she walks past, she's like, Bree has no friends, and keeps going, and I'm like, shoot. Like, dang it, do I have friends? And then I was like, whoa, hold on, Bree, hold on. You are a strong, independent woman. No, really, and I was like, I don't need that in my head. I have friends, I know who I am. Just because she was insecure about herself and she was worried that she was getting replaced by a different friend, she decided to hate on me. That doesn't have to affect me. That's her problem. People are gonna hate me, I don't care. Because there's other people who are gonna love me for who I am, so I have no reason to change. How many kids do you think get made fun of at school every day? Yep, all right. How many kids do you think stay home from school because they are terrified to go to school because they know they're going to get made fun of and picked on? 160,000 children stay home from school because they are terrified of getting made fun of. There's a song, and it's called Don't Laugh at Me, and the guys that wrote it, they wrote it because one of their daughters came home from school crying because she got made fun of because she has freckles. There is no reason for that. Like, whatever. I love red hair. I have a friend, she has gorgeous red hair, and everyone loves it. She's probably one of the prettiest girls I've ever met. There's no reason to make fun of people because of what they look like.
The one they call a geek, little girl who never smiles, 'cause I got braces on my teeth, and I know how it feels to cry myself to sleep. I'm that kid on every playground who's always chosen last, a single teenage mother trying to overcome my past. You don't have to be my friend. Is it too much to ask? Don't laugh at me. Don't call me names. Don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll all have perfect wings, so don't laugh at me. I'm a cripple on the corner, you pass me on the street. I wouldn't be out here begging if I had enough to eat. And don't think I don't notice that our eyes never meet. I lost my wife and little boy, someone crossed that yellow line. The day they laid him in the ground was the day I lost my life. And right now I'm down to holding this little cardboard sign. But don't laugh at me and don't call In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll have perfect wings, so don't laugh at me. I'm fat, I'm thin, I'm short, I'm tall, I'm deaf, I'm blind, hey, aren't we all? Don't laugh at me, don't call me names, don't get your pleasure from my pain. In God's eyes, we're all the same. Someday we'll have perfect wings, but don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me.
Are willing to change what you're doing now to make a difference in the world. Maybe it's only someone's life, but it's one person, and they mean something. So how many of you are willing to make a difference? Okay, I love you too. All right. Okay, so what can you do? What can you do to change this? Okay, so if you're calling people names, maybe you're just joking around. Just calling people names, it's fun, right? They're your friends. No, it still hurts. Stop it. Call them like beautiful or handsome or something. Like, hey, darling. Like, hey, it's fine. Just, it's better than a mean name. Okay? Change what you're doing. If you are being bullied, talk to a teacher. Talk to your parents. Because they will help you. Stand up for yourself. Because you are worth so much more. If you are a bully, stop. It hurts you and it hurts them. And it's not okay. Alright, so I know you guys are wonderful people. Okane's a great school, and thank you so much for letting me come.